Ever catch yourself wondering how much time you've really got left once you hit 70? Every year feels more like a treasure, and your body's already whispering clues about how long you might keep going. Some folks in their 70s are still bursting with life, sharp, energetic, and ready for anything, while others start to fade, grappling with aches, fatigue, or health hiccups. What sets them apart? A few subtle yet powerful signals that give you a glimpse into what's ahead. In this video, we're diving into 7 vital signs that can show you how long you might thrive past 70. These aren't hunches or folklore, they're backed by real patterns doctors and researchers spot in those who age with vigor. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to watch for in your own body and daily habits, and better yet, how to tweak things to boost your shot at a longer, healthier life. Stay with us to the end, because you could be overlooking small habits that make a massive impact down the line. Once you see these signs, you'll have a crystal clear view of where you stand and what simple changes can add years to your journey. Let's get rolling. Pillar 1, your financial stability. The steadiest support you'll ever have isn't a person, it's your financial independence. Money might not buy joy, but it sure delivers security, freedom, and peace of mind. As you age, you start to see that leaning on family for cash isn't a plan, it's a gamble. Your kids have their own lives, mortgages, bills, and families to juggle. Even if they love you to the moon, they might not be able to step in when you're in a pinch. Take Henry, a 70-year-old who always figured his kids would bail him out if money got tight. He'd help them through college, spotted them cash when times were tough, and was always there when they called. But when a surprise medical bill wiped out his savings, he turned to his children, only to find them stretched thin with their own debts and expenses. It wasn't that they didn't care. Life just throws curveballs. That's why financial stability is one of the mightiest pillars you can build. You don't need to be a millionaire, just prepared. It's about having an emergency fund, a reliable income stream, and a grip on managing your money so you never have to rely on anyone else. If you're in your 60s or beyond, ask yourself, do I have enough saved for unexpected hits? Is my retirement income rock solid? Have I cut down on financial risks that could leave me exposed? If the answer is no, now's the time to act. Get savvy with budgeting, steer clear of pointless debt, and invest in long-term security. Because when it comes down to it, your financial foundation will stand by you, no matter what life tosses your way. Pillar 2, your social circle. One of the biggest traps as you age is letting yourself drift into isolation. It can sneak up on you. Friends move away, loved ones pass, and before you know it, your social circle shrunk smaller than you ever expected. Here's the thing. Without solid friendships, loneliness creeps in. And after 60, that's more than just a feeling, it's a health risk. It hits your emotions, your mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. You might assume family will always be there to keep you company, but let's be real, your kids have their own lives, jobs, families, and responsibilities that keep them on the go. Even if they adore you, they can't be your only source of connection. That's why your social network is one of the most vital pillars of support. The folks who check in, make you laugh, and bring a spark to your days. These relationships aren't a luxury, they're a must. Meet Evelyn, a 71-year-old who used to lean on her family for companionship. She has 3 daughters who love her dearly, but as the years rolled by, they got caught up with careers and raising kids. The phone calls kept coming, but the daily visits and weekend barbecues dwindled. Evelyn felt the sting of loneliness, waiting for moments that didn't always happen. Then she shook things up. She reconnected with old friends, joined a local knitting group, and picked up a painting class that introduced her to new faces. Suddenly, her life was brimming with chats, shared giggles, and a renewed sense of purpose. She didn't need to wait for her family to feel connected. She built that web herself. Friends, community groups, or even casual acquaintances offer something priceless, a sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you swap stories with, a book club you dive into, or a crew at the community center, having people beyond your family builds an emotional foundation. The more connections you weave now, the stronger your support will be down the road. Ask yourself, who in your life right now lights you up? If the answer's fuzzy, it's time to branch out, because a vibrant social circle isn't just about having company. It's about having folks who lift your spirits, remind you of your worth, and make every chapter of life richer. Pillar 3, your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or help from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body is either your greatest ally or your toughest hurdle. The hard truth? You can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health falters, your freedom fades fast. Even if your family cares deeply, they can't hit the gym for you, choose wholesome foods for you, or shield you from aging's effects. That responsibility is all yours. Too many folks neglect their health, assuming someone will step in when the time comes. But here's the reality. Even with a loving family, they've got their own lives, jobs, kids, and demands that limit their time and energy to play caregiver. Relying on others to manage your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. That's why prioritizing your health now is one of the smartest investments you'll ever make for your future. Meet Walter, a 66-year-old who was always on the go in his younger days, but let things slide after retirement. He figured he'd get back in shape later, but before long his energy tanked, his mobility waned, and simple chores became a struggle. His kids popped by when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to lend a hand. It hit Walter that if he wanted to stay independent, he had to take charge of his health. Not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. You don't need to train like an Olympian. Small, steady efforts make a big difference. Move your body daily, eat foods that fuel you, and take those doctor checkups seriously. Ignoring warning signs, lingering aches, trouble walking, or dips in energy, it's time to stop dodging them. Your future self will thank you for every healthy choice you make today. Because when it comes down to it, your strongest support isn't your kids, siblings, or buddies. It's your ability to stay active, strong, and self-reliant. If this is hitting home, drop Pillar 2 in the comments to let me know you're with us. Haven't subscribed yet? Hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss a thing. Let's keep going. Pillar 4, your emotional resilience. Life never stops throwing curveballs, no matter how old you are. Past 60, the challenges don't vanish, they just shift. Friends drift away, loved ones pass, health hiccups pop up, and sometimes life feels lonelier than it used to. Here's the truth. No matter how much love or support you get from others, the most dependable strength comes from within you. Your ability to adapt, process your feelings, and find peace in tough moments is what keeps you moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. Too many folks lean on family as their emotional lifeline, believing their kids, siblings, or relatives will always be there to lift them up. But let's be real. Everyone's fighting their own battles. They might not have the time or energy to be your rock every day. That's why building emotional resilience is a game changer. It lets you find strength inside yourself instead of always looking to others. Meet Rose, a 73-year-old who faced a heartbreaking loss when her partner of 45 years passed away. At first she turned to her children for comfort, but she soon saw that while they cared deeply, they were juggling their own families and responsibilities. Rose knew she couldn't expect them to fill the void in her heart. Instead of letting grief swallow her, she focused on strengthening her emotional core. She joined a grief support group, started jotting down her thoughts in a journal, and practiced small moments of gratitude each day. Slowly, she discovered something powerful. She didn't need someone else to mend her pain. She had the strength to heal herself. Emotional resilience isn't about bottling up feelings or pretending to be tough all the time. It's about facing your pain, working through it in healthy ways, and building tools to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Whether it's writing, meditating, talking to a counselor, or just reflecting quietly, find outlets that help you find calm within. No matter what life tosses at you, the ability to stand tall on your own is your greatest ally. The more you nurture your emotional strength, the less you'll rely on others to feel whole. Because at the end of the day, the one person who's always there through every storm and every victory is you. Pillar 5, your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of strength isn't another person. It's your own sense of purpose. After 60, life can feel like it's shifting gears. The roles that once defined you, parent, worker, caregiver, start to fade. Retirement kicks in, kids build their own lives, and the days slow down. Without a clear direction, it's easy to feel invisible, unneeded, or just plain lost. Here's the truth. No matter how much your family loves you, they can't hand you purpose. That's something you've got to spark for yourself. Having a reason to get up each morning, whether it's a passion, a project, or a simple goal, keeps your mind sharp, your heart steady, and your life full. It's what ties you to the world instead of leaving you on the sidelines. Meet Clara, a 68-year-old retired teacher who was thrilled to finally kick back after leaving the classroom. But a few months in, she felt restless, like something was missing. Her days dragged, and while her kids visited now and then, they had their own busy lives. So Clara decided to shake things up. She started volunteering at a local community center, helping kids with their reading. Before long, she had a fresh reason to greet each day, feeling valued, useful, and connected to the world. Purpose doesn't have to come from a job. It can be learning a new skill, mentoring someone, tending a garden, painting, exploring new places, or setting personal milestones. It's about doing what lights you up and keeps your spirit and mind alive. If you're starting to feel like your best days are behind you, it's time to flip that script. Purpose doesn't vanish with age. It evolves. The more you chase meaning in your daily life, the less you lean on others for happiness. Because at the end of the day, the greatest support isn't someone holding your hand. It's the fire inside that keeps you pushing forward. If these insights are resonating, drop pillar 4 in the comments to let me know you're here. Not subscribed yet? Hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss out. Your support keeps us creating content that matters. Let's move on. Pillar 6, your ability to adapt. If there's one hard truth about life after 60, it's this: nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances shift, and the things you once leaned on might not hold up like they used to. The secret to thriving in this season isn't clinging to the past, it's your ability to adapt. Those who struggle most with aging are often the ones fighting change, gripping tightly to what was instead of embracing what is. But those who learn to pivot, keep an open mind, and welcome new possibilities, they find joy and purpose, no matter what life tosses their way. Plenty of folks think by this age they're set in their ways, but that mindset can box you in. It shuts the door on new opportunities, fresh faces, and experiences that could enrich your days. Adapting isn't just about rolling with change, it's about growing with it. Meet Leonard, a 76-year-old who used to thrive on face-to-face friendships to stay connected. When many of his buddies moved away or passed on, he felt unmoored, thinking, guess this is just what getting old feels like. But instead of settling for loneliness, Leonard switched gears. He learned to use video calls to chat with far-off family, joined an online book club about classic novels, and even struck up new friendships along the way. Rather than letting change knock him down, he let it lift him up. The folks who shine after 60 aren't always the ones with the most resources or the tightest support network. They're the ones who refuse to get stuck. They stay curious, adjust to whatever comes, and keep moving forward. When one door closes, they hunt for another. When a relationship shifts, they find new ways to connect. When something stops working, they're ready to try something different. Your ability to adapt is one of the sturdiest pillars you'll ever have. It carries you through life with resilience, optimism, and confidence. The more you embrace change instead of fearing it, the less you'll feel like you're losing ground, and the more you'll see that every stage of life brings something new to gain. Pillar 7, your lifelong learning. As you move past 60, one of the most powerful supports you can lean on isn't a person, it's your commitment to lifelong learning. Staying curious and open to new knowledge keeps your mind sharp, your spirit engaged, and your life vibrant. Research shows that older adults who keep learning, whether it's picking up a new skill, diving into a hobby, or exploring fresh ideas, have better cognitive health, lower stress, and even a longer lifespan. A mind that's always growing doesn't just fend off decline, it fuels resilience and joy. But if you let your curiosity fade or stick to the same old routines, you risk feeling stagnant, disconnected, and dependent on others for stimulation. Meet Agnes, a 69-year-old who thought retirement meant slowing down and sticking to what she knew. She spent her days watching the same shows and chatting with the same small circle, but soon felt restless, like life was passing her by. Her kids were busy with their own lives, and she craved something more. Then Agnes decided to shake things up. She signed up for a local cooking class, started learning basic Spanish online, and joined a discussion group at her library. Before long, her days were filled with new skills, lively conversations, and a spark she hadn't felt in years. Contrast that with Martha, also 69, who shied away from new challenges, saying, "I'm too old to learn." Her world shrank, her energy dipped, and she leaned more on family to fill the void, only to find they couldn't always be there. You don't need to go back to school to keep your mind alive. Simple steps like reading a new book, taking a class, or even watching tutorials on something you've always wanted to try can keep you growing. Ask yourself, when was the last time you learned something new? Are you stretching your mind or coasting on what's familiar? Lifelong learning isn't just about staying sharp. It's about building a life that's rich, independent, and full of possibility. Pick up a new hobby, explore a topic you're curious about, or share a skill with others. Your mind will stay nimble, and your future will feel brighter for it. If this resonates, type Pillar 7 in the comments to let me know you're here. Not subscribed? Hit that button and turn on the bell to stay in the loop. Your support keeps us creating content that inspires. Let's move forward. Final thoughts. Hitting 60 and beyond is a season of life brimming with wisdom and new challenges. While family will always hold a special place in your heart, the truth is, the most reliable support doesn't come from others, it's the foundation you build yourself. Financial stability ensures you never have to lean on anyone to get by. Physical health keeps your freedom and independence alive. A vibrant social circle keeps you connected, engaged, and emotionally full. A sense of purpose gives your days meaning, no matter your age. Emotional resilience arms you against life's inevitable storms. And the ability to adapt lets you thrive, even when plans go off track. With these 7 pillars in place, you'll never feel truly alone. You won't need to beg for help, feel helpless in tough times, or wait for someone to swoop in. True stability comes from knowing you're ready to stand tall, no matter what life throws your way. Thanks for being here today. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with one thing you learned and how you'll put it to work. Your thoughts mean the world to us, so don't hold back. If this video struck a chord, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and share it with someone who could use it. Your support keeps us creating content to inspire and uplift. See you in the next one.